Hello and welcome to Hairmonia. My name is Mihaela Tarano. I'm a mom of three, a wife, and a salon owner of Mimi Hairstyle Mimi's Passion from Basildon. Hairmonia is a place where I explore inspiring stories of resilience, transformation, and personal growth. Join me to dive into heartfelt conversation with individuals that share their stories, their journeys, and their self-learning lessons from their pathway. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Mandy to my podcast, A Brave Cancer Thriver. Mandy has an inspiring story of transformation and resilience. She'll share her journey through the challenges of hair loss, the emotional roller coaster of her experience, and how she embraced her new self. Welcome, Mandy.
Thanks for inviting me today. My name is Mandy. I've lived in Basildon for nearly 9 years. I live with my partner and my cat.
Oh my God. Welcome, Mandy, and tell us a few words about you.
Well, thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here. So I've lived in Basildon for nearly 9 years with my partner and my cat. And so I'm a cancer survivor. My journey started back in June 2022 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, which was a huge shock. I didn't think it would ever happen to me. I was 47 at the time, and yes, it did change my life, but I like to think that I can offer support, inspiration to others, to guide them, support them, to
go through this stage easier
to go through and to come out the other end.
So tell me, how all this change transform you within inside you? Like, the first it was the shock, like probably would be for everyone, like it's a shock obviously to find out, but how that slowly, gradually transform everything in you? Because
I think initially it's the unknown, because you've not been through cancer before. You don't know what to expect. You don't know how long your cancer journey is going to be. Friends and family don't know what to say to you. They don't know how to say the right things.
Nobody is prepared for that.
No, nobody is. They want to support you, but don't always know how to. But it's often you just have to go with how you feel, and you learn the people that you can talk to in different ways about different things. Some days you don't want to talk to anybody.
It's true.
And other days you just need to get everything out in the open, so that you can kind of move on.
Yeah, it's true. It is truly a hard time for everyone, and nobody is ready, as we said. But tell me, how was your journey, knowing that you have to lose your hair, and you will, through the chemo, the treatment? So how that?
Well, initially I was
impacted.
It was. I tried to use the cold cap treatment, and that is supposed to minimise the hair loss, but unfortunately it gives you a really bad headache. It's really cold.
Right.
It's very uncomfortable, and it prolongs your chemo treatment, your session, and in the end I just couldn't cope with it. So I decided, right, this is not for me. I'm going to lose my hair.
Yeah.
Obviously, trying to get your head around that is a difficult one. And then obviously when it does happen, still not prepared for it. My partner used to comb my hair for me, stand behind me so I couldn't see the hair that I was losing. It was a great
support for you.
Yeah, it was a great support. And then one day, when most of my hair had fallen out, I decided, right, I'm going to get the razor, and I shaved it all off. And that for me was about taking control, and
that brings you as a more, like, it transforms you into a stronger person.
Person, because cancer you don't have any control. Your life is in the hands of your consultant, your surgeon, you know, all the wonderful NHS staff. But actually shaving my hair off made me feel empowered.
Did you have a hairdresser at that point?
No, I didn't. Because initially, I was just trying to wear wigs and scarves and hats, and it was winter time, so
That
I was quite
helps a
lucky
bit.
that I was there. I'd got somewhere to sort of hide, and then my hair, it did start to grow back. It did take some time.
And then you met me.
Yeah, and then I met Mimi, and it was very important to me. I didn't want to go into a big salon where there were lots of people and maybe people staring at me, looking.
Yeah, made you feel like, yeah.
So, and then I remembered that Mimi had got a salon, and just her in the salon, and I thought, this is for me.
Oh.
Just to have that one-on-one, and you know, the compassion and understanding and helping me through the process, because it wasn't going to happen overnight that I got my hair back. Yeah, so very important that I felt comfortable and look forward to coming to have my hair.
I'm glad I met you, actually. I didn't know at that point, obviously, and then we started gradually to talk, and you told me your story,
Yes.
which is really inspiring for me and for others as well. Tell me, how did you feel about your hair before that chemo, before you had
Before I
cancer?
lost my
Yeah.
hair.
How did you feel about like the hair, how you look like?
Oh, my hair was my everything.
Okay.
Yeah. I always looked after my hair. I had quite long hair. Obviously, in preparation, I had my hair cut shorter. You don't realise it's not just about losing the hair on your head. You lose your eyebrows, your eyelashes. You lose the definition of your face, and you don't realise how much you believe that defines you. So basically, it's stripping you back to your basics and learning to love and live with yourself.
That was my next question for you. Like, how do you define this, like, self-love when you kind of lose things around you, and you know you're going through this process, and you know you kind of have to accept yourself as you are, and how that changed your perception, like now thinking like, oh, my eyebrows are not even, or my eyelashes are not long enough. Do you feel like that changes your perception now, and you accept more easily things around you and on your face?
Yeah. And I think also we are lucky because obviously you have brow pencils and you can have your eyebrows tattooed.
It's true.
You can have
did you use any of these tricks too?
I did, but I still
like makeup.
It's very different makeup wise when you don't have any eyebrows. You've basically got to draw your eyebrows on. And eyelashes, you can get magnetic ones that are specifically for people having chemo treatments. So you know, you just need to look into these things, and I enjoyed the research side of things, and speaking to other people, that was really helpful, going through a similar, so you felt you weren't alone. Macmillan were fantastic support to me, and I just feel I wouldn't have met any of the wonderful people that are in my life now if it wasn't for having had cancer.
Oh, that's lovely. And how that the connection changes as well with people, as you say, you met a lot of, like, you feel blessed of meeting such a great people.
I think the word is grateful. Obviously to still be alive, but to understand and give support to others, it makes you feel as if you're not concentrating on yourself as much. But if you can help people and share your story, then I truly believe those people helped me get through.
Because they weren't prepared at their beginnings.
And we'd all got
either.
We had a group called Hope Group, and that was set up with the NHS. Unfortunately, they're no longer doing that.
Oh, I see.
But we met for 6 weeks every Friday, all different men, women, all different ages, all different types of cancer, and it really was a safe space to,
Yeah.
you know.
I always found people having cancer or going through like really tough period of time for their life, for their health. I find it like truly in that point, people realize that so many artificial things around them are not that much important. So it's important who you truly are, without makeup, without eyebrows, without hair in your head. I feel like the true compassion and the true love, acceptance, like even self-esteem is like in the most purest way. Because if I have hair and I never had through these things, I take everything for granted.
Yes, you do.
Am I?
Yeah.
So I feel like, oh, my hair is. I've got my clients as well. They're complaining about their hair, but there's nothing really wrong with their hair. Is how they feel inside, really, truly. And I feel like sometimes I can't stop myself thinking of like, okay, you complain about something that is not a real issue. But if you would have gone through like in cancer or some other illnesses, you'll probably appreciate more that actually you probably see yourself different and you see yourself beautiful or with a thick hair, or at least you have hair, And I think that's a huge transformative step in your life when you find yourself as you are.
Yeah.
So how that changes for you? How were you before that and how you are now? Like, or you pretty much were the same like before?
I think confidence-wise, it did take a while for me to get back out there.
So you weren't very confident before, like you thought like your hair or you looked like.
I just felt if I went out that everyone would be thinking, "Oh, what's wrong with her?" But I always made it my mission that I wasn't going to look. If I saw friends and family, if I went out, that I would look the best I could look. I didn't want people to think that having cancer you always look ill, because it's not the case. Yes, for some people, sadly, but I wanted to be the best version of myself.
So were you before that, were you like more moaning about how you look or how you
we
feel?
All do, don't we? A bad hair day.
It's true.
Here we go, no hair day. So it just makes you appreciate. But obviously, the good side of things was that it was much easier, quicker to get up in the morning and get out because I didn't have to dry my hair.
It's true. Yes, that's true. You see, I like the way you turn every minus in plus. And that's a good energy, and that's why I like you. Mandy's been my client for almost 2 years now. 2 years, almost there. So when I first met her, she was, as she said, she wanted more like privacy. She wanted to be more like one-to-one. She wanted to feel more herself. She had that need. I felt that she had the need to not pretend to be something that she wasn't feeling like.
I wanted to be open and honest.
And actually the reason when I opened this space here, the salon, because we are filming from my salon now, I felt like at the beginning I said it's a small place, but then I realized, okay, it's a small place, but actually is the best place that someone can have it for their a session with me, because they have privacy. It's not crowded. They are not staying in line a lot to wait for their appointments. They are not queuing up, So, and I had a lot of clients that they expressed their gratitude over my place, because they said, okay, when I'm coming here, I feel like I'm not overheard or I'm not judged. I'm not. Nobody can, because we all know when you go in a bigger salon, I'm not saying it's a bad thing there. Obviously, I worked in a salon with like, I think the crowdest place I worked, it was like 12 chairs, which you couldn't really understand who is talking to, who is talking really. And you want it or not, you overheard things around. And I felt like it's nice to have a big place. It's fancy, it's posh, but it's also important to have that privacy. as you say, you felt comfortable
Yeah.
being here and not be overheard. Because I wanted or not, I could hear what my neighbor was talking,
Yeah.
you know, and I could see sometimes clients feeling a little bit uncomfortable talking or expressing themselves too much because of that, you know, and knowing that this place can offer this to my clients, I felt even myself in a safe place in a way, you know, like we can talk freely and nobody can hear us, and nobody can judge us or, you know, gossip after they leave the salon. Now, about gossiping is like the people are not ready to hear or understand much. Because we all know if the person is gossiping about your process with the cancer, it's not gossiping because they, I don't know, intentionally mean, is they don't know, they are not ready.
They're not educated.
Exactly, they're not educated in this way. And is, I don't know if there's any program to educate people before they actually going through this process. Is it? Have you heard about any, like a program that to educate people, like explaining to the people how it's like or what it's like to have cancer? Because I know NHS does a lot of this free education.
And Macmillan do as well.
Macmillan, yeah.
And, Breast Cancer for Now. There are lots of charities and organisations, and I found at the time Amy Dowden from Strictly, one of the professional dancers, she was diagnosed around a similar time, and that was so. She did a documentary, and it was amazing. Very emotional, but she was so open and honest, and I could relate. I think it's about relating to the situation. Obviously, no two people's situation is exactly the same. But I could empathise, and you know how she must have felt at that time, and you know she's absolutely amazing. She's back to dancing again, and then also Sarah Beanie. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it just gives you, you know, they've put themselves out there, and they might well be celebrities.
Get back and ask you about a few recommendation activities or group you were part of it, or you find it helpful, useful for you. And if you read any book, or well, you had plenty of time when you spend the time more at home or in the hospital. Have you read any book? Do you recommend any book or movie or any sort of activity or anything to not entertain you, but only to give you support and to make you feel like you're not alone? Really?
Well, I never used to do social media.
Okay.
But I decided when I was poorly that was going to be my time, and I could read whatever I wanted to. If I wanted to learn about cancer, that was helpful, and there were groups I could join. But also, if I just wanted to look at cats or dogs and just, you know,
just make use of the social media.
So, and I must admit, I do still use Instagram because I just find it's escapism.
And you have to follow me.
And I did do a lot of reading of books, but not necessarily cancer related, because I think sometimes you can feel a bit overwhelmed.
And that should be a good distraction for you to just read or play something different than to just take your mind a little bit.
And there was a group that I did go to called Bosom Pals, and that's a breast cancer charity in Southend. Fantastic people there. I was part of the Hope Group, set up by Macmillan. Unfortunately, that's no longer. That was other cancer patients.
Did they change it into a different thing? Or,
if it wasn't for that course and those people, I don't think I would be the strong person that I am now. I don't think I'd have come through it. And we do actually still meet up for lunch. So, you know, lifelong friends. I definitely, there isn't a right and a wrong way to deal with the situation. You've just got to kind of go with it. I learned that you can have up days, you can have down days, and you just have to take each day as it comes.
It's true.
Yeah.
So what was the most inspiring for you? What was something that impacted you? Like,
From the Hope group, there was a lady called Mia, and she has her own photography business. And she's spoken to the lead in Macmillan, Southend hub, and we talked about putting together an exhibition. And I said I'd love to be involved with that. That's really my kind of thing to organise. So, and then the Raw Face of Cancer exhibition was amazing. And
where was that, in Southend?
That was in Southend. Yes, that was at the Ironworks. That was a lot of time and effort for people involved. People wrote their stories, had their photographs taken, so everybody can see my scars out there. Just wanted people to understand, it's the raw face of cancer. It's the reality of it.
Not only read about, see how truly it feels.
It made it to the news. We had a book published as well. I just think it was just something positive that came out of that, to try and not educate, but to help others understand all the different journeys we've all been through. And as I've said before, no two journeys are the same. And I was really proud to be a part of that. Family and friends came, and it was just good to be able to show that you could still focus on something else. You didn't have to solely focus on having cancer.
Yeah, it's true.
It was good for your mind.
Did you do meditation or anything in spiritual way to help you, not clearing, but to make you feel relaxed or more, I don't know?
Yeah, I mean, I've done
less overwhelmed.
Yeah, I've done sound baths, things like that. I've always been into sort of reflexology. Anything sort of alternative, I'll try it. Yes, you've got to take the medicine, and you haven't got to, but advised to, which obviously has some harsh side effects. But if you can find something that
a therapy that helps you,
that helps you, relaxes
you do massage
you. Massage, because you can still have these sort of herbal
teas and
all those kind of things. Obviously, you do need to just double check that.
Of course, always with the doctor.
Absolutely. But I think having activities and being involved with anything that helps you to relax, may help you to sleep, and just make you feel better about yourself, then why not?
Yeah, of course. It's worth trying different techniques or different therapies that helps toward that. And how do you feel now about your hair? Like, how is the hair after?
Yes, I mean, your hair's been through a journey, and it has taken a few years, but I just know when I come and see Mimi that she understands what my end result, what I would really like, and it's just having hair that's in a style through the stages, and not just a case of, well, I've got a great back, I need it long. I don't want it long, but it's just feeling good about yourself.
Just styling every step through your the journey of
and
hair growth.
I love clothes, I love fashion, and
it suits you so well. There's like short pixie cuts, which we play like short, very short, and a little bit.
So it's that's been a great experience. If I hadn't met Mimi, then I don't know, I probably still wouldn't be going to the hairdressers because it needed to be the right fit for me.
That feels so good for me. Thank you.
It needed to be the right environment. That was very important.
It's true. It's very important to have. It's important to have someone that understands and cares about how you look or how you feel about the look. Because I remember at the beginning when I tried to know you and your style and to understand how you like and what you like, especially because when you told me that you passed through this cancer stage, and I felt like, okay, now is is more than a simple haircut. Is I need to do something that truly makes you feel different, because the hair will still be the same. And having you wanting this short hair and accepting the
Yeah.
short style was easier for me as well to just play around with this pixie, short or shaved in the back, or different style, or even when I changed your parting. You remember?
Yeah, I do.
Because I'm like, oh, it's going this way. Like, oh, let's go this way. So I'm like, oh, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It looks different.
And I said to you, you were the first hairstylist that ever got my hair.
No.
I've got funny little quirks, haven't I, with it?
Thank you. I only feel proud. And thank you so much, because you just, I believe in life, we meet people at the right time.
Absolutely.
Because look through the journey you passed through, yeah? If you didn't go through this, you probably wouldn't met like your good friend now, or wouldn't do that exhibition, for instance. Because I remember myself when I first had the wrong diagnosis of the MS. It was a shock for me, and the same. I was like, at that point, what I felt, it was like I kind of get undressed, and I give up on every little moan and every little thing that really disturbed me, and I just like it, or I felt like. But then, thankfully, I was okay, and it was just misdiagnosed, and it made me feel like, okay, now I know I don't have any problem, but let me see what I can change forward. So I felt like you probably gone through the same stage.
Absolutely. It makes you. The word is grateful.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I should go back to what I was thinking or feeling, or.
I think your priorities in life change as well, and you do learn to embrace and accept the new you. I decided I was
new hair.
I was going to be the best version of myself. So, gone through something really awful, but hopefully.
And I believe from anything that comes bad, there is something good in.
Yeah, me too.
Because if I wouldn't step into something bad, I wouldn't come out with something good as well, or I wouldn't have the opportunity to meet people, to do things, to accept things, to kind of accept and let go things.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we all keep like really strong on some beliefs, but at the end, we don't really need to.
No.
So this kind of situation tests us, if you want, to see how far we can go and how far we can.
Yeah.
Sometimes probably it's like a step, to just stop.
And I think
like break.
Things like this, they definitely make you a stronger person.
They do. They definitely
I definitely think that you become more empathetic, and more true to yourself.
It's true. It's true.
And you do learn what you like, what you don't like. At the end of the day, it's my life.
It's true.
I've been given a second chance, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Exactly. Oh, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope she's inspiring for you too. For me, it's always a pleasure to have her here with me. Thank you so much for watching. She'll be here in the next episode, and follow on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Subscribe there and stay tuned to us. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye.